Hi and welcome to another video from AI Sciences. In this video, we are going to explore GroupBy of PySpark. I'm your instructor Muhammad Ahmed, and in this video, we are going to develop the understanding of GroupBy and then we will do some hands-on with that. If you are new to our channel, then just a brief introduction for the AI Sciences that at the platform of AI Sciences, we are providing a lot of services regarding artificial intelligence and data science, including courses, including consultancies and on-demand software development, product development and whatnot. If you are interested in any of this, then do visit the link present in the description and just contact with us. So for the video, let's just get started. Now you can see that I am in my Databricks environment, and here we will just create a new notebook, named it as GroupBy. And the default language is Python, and the cluster just keep it as it is and hit create. Now our notebook is created, and if you have a cluster pre-spinned up and pre-attached to this notebook, then you are good to go. And otherwise, if you don't have any, you just need to write some simple hello world code over here and give it a go, and Databricks will spin up the cluster for you and attach it with this notebook. And meanwhile, while our cluster is being spinned up, let's just go for the data and upload that. Now for the sake of this example, we are considering this office data.csv. Let me just show you. If I go for Sublime, drag and drop this over here, and here you can see that the data stands for employee name, the department of the employee, the state of the employee, the salary of the employee, the age of the employee, and then the bonus. Now the only thing we are interested in this video is we will only consider the department and the state of the employee in which the employee is working, and we will try to play around with this using GroupBy. So let's just take this data from here and drag and drop it inside this. This is the path to the file. Let's just copy this, come back over here, and here you can see that our cluster is still being spinned up. Let's just wait for a couple of seconds. So here our cluster is now spinned up. Let's just remove this from here. Now we just need to import the Spark session and we have to create one. So for that, we will just go for from PySpark.sql. Import Spark session. Then using this, we will create our Spark session. Spark session dot builder dot app name, the name of the application. So let's just make it GroupBy. And also the name of the application could be anything. I'm just making it good GroupBy so that we can relate with it. That's all. You can put anything over here. And then the last thing, we have to go for get or create. So if we already have a Spark session, it will provide us with that, or otherwise if we don't have any, it will create a new one for us. Give it a go, and yes. Next thing is we have to read data from this office data.csv. Let's just copy this from here and come back here. Now here we will refer to this Spark, stating that spark.read, and then we can specify the options that we want to consider while reading this CSV. So there are multiple options, but right now we will only focus on the required one, that we need to consider the first row as the header. So here you can see that the first row is not the data. The first row is actually the header information. So we need to tell the Spark that you, while reading the data, while reading the CSV, you must mark the first row as the header. So it will go like option, and inside that we specify the header and mark it true. Then for the CSV, we will just provide this, and then it will provide us with the data frame. And after that, if we go for df.show, we will get the actual data that is present inside the CSV. Okay, I guess there should be a starting. Perfect, we are getting the data. I just want to show you something over here, is that if I go for print schema and hit enter, so you can notice that all the columns are marked as string, but this is not the case. If we just take a look over here, the salary is in integer, the age is in integer, the bonus is in integer. So we have to just make it infer schema so that we get the proper data. For that, again, we can specify the option, and inside the option, we just need to specify that infer schema and mark it as true. Give it a go. Now we are getting the data, and over here salary is integer, age is integer, and bonus is integer. That's all. Next thing is that if we want to, we will try to create group, and for that we have to develop the understanding that what actually group is. So if we go for df, display the df, now here you can see that we have different records, and we have departments, we have states, and we have all the other information, but we are only concerned with these two. Now if I may want to create, if I may want to just do some aggregations, I want to get some data based on any particular state, based on any particular department, I can do that by using the GroupBy. So the primary function of the GroupBy, or the primary use case for the GroupBy, is that you need to get some aggregations like maximum value, minimum value, sum, count, average, and you want to get all of that based on some particular criteria, based on let's say we want to get information only for sales department, or for all the departments we want to get the total salary count, or anything like that, where you want to just get out the data based on some particular column. We just put that inside the GroupBy, and the Spark will create groups based on that data, and then we can directly just play around with that and perform any aggregations on it. So here, if we go for df dot GroupBy, and inside that we need to put the department, the column on which we want to create groups on. So department, just make sure that you are putting the correct spellings. And then we need to perform any sort of aggregation on it. Now the thing is that it's actually useless to create groups in any, whether it's SQL or whether it's PySpark, whether it's Pandas. It's useless to create groups if you are not performing any aggregations on it. It's not like that you can just simply create groups and then you can ask it to just display it. For that, you can sort the data based on a relevant group, based on a relevant column, and then you can see the data in a particular fashion. But the main, as I just mentioned, the main essence of creating group is just to get some aggregated data. Now when I run this statement, what will happen? Let me just take you back to this notebook, and here, this is the data that we are getting. Now when I'm asking it to create group based on department, what it will do, it will just simply create, let's say this is the department sales, so it will take out, if we have another sales entry over here as well, let's just assume this. Now the first department is sales, the next department is finance, and the last department is marketing. Let's say marketing is not here, it's here. The last department is marketing. Now for all the unique values, it will start creating the groups. So here for the first one, it's sales. Then it will take all the values or all the rows that contains sales as their department. It will take it out and create a group out of it. So you can notice that for all the rows, the department is sales. This is G1. I'm just putting some random, this is random. It's not mandatory that it will mark it as G1 or G2. It's something under the hood. We don't know about that, but let's just make it this for the sake of understanding. Next is finance. So here it will take all the rows that have finance in their department and create a second group out of it. Then for the last one, it will refer group 3, and then it will create this thing. Now this is the thing that will happen when I will run this statement, that I want to create group based on departments. It will simply create groups for me. Then after creating group, as I mentioned, that we have to perform some sort of aggregations or some sort of like we have to sum it or we have to subtract it, or we must have to perform some sort of aggregations on it. And for that, here after importing this, we need to import another thing. So it will go like from PySpark.sql.functions import some average, max, min, any aggregation function you can assume is available over here. Let's just give it a go. Just make sure that whenever you write anything inside the cell, you do give it a go, because otherwise it will just be there and the particular imports will not be available inside the notebook. So the imports to be there inside the notebook, you must run that cell. Going to the bottom and here. Now as we have to perform some aggregations, we can go for AGG, as stated as short form for aggregations, and inside that we can specify the aggregation type that we want to get, the sum, average, max, minimum. So let's just make it sum, and inside that we need to specify the name of the column. So here I want to get the sum for the salaries. Now what it will do, if I may just put it as salary, and then let's just click on show. So we are getting the total salary for the sales department, for the finance department, and for the marketing department. And that's how it works, that while it is at this level, it will create the group for us, and after creating the groups, whatever aggregation we want to perform, it will only limit that aggregation to that particular group and then provide us with that information. And let's say if we don't want to only sum it, we want to get the maximum salary as well. It will just go like that, and we can put maximum salary, hit enter. It will provide us with the total salary, total sum of accumulated salaries for that department, the maximum salary that is being dispersed in that department, which is this one, and we can also go for the minimum and so forth. Also, we can say that we want to get the average bonus that is being dispersed inside this inside each department. For that, we can go for AVG, and inside the AVG we need to specify the name of the last column, which is bonus. Hit enter. We are getting the average bonuses. Also, if we want to get the average age of each department, so we can go for age, hit enter. Now we are getting the sum of the salaries that is being dispersed in the sales department, the maximum salary, the minimum salary, the average bonus or the average age of the sales department. Same is happening for finance, same is happening for marketing. And one more thing before winding up this video, I just want to add that it's not mandatory that you must create group on one column. You can create group on multiple columns, but it will not affect like the first group creation. So if after creating the first group, let's say we have a group by statement on the department, And when we go for the department, we get this data. We actually get these groups, and then we are performing some aggregations on it. Now, if I just don't want to get a single group, I want to create group on department, then I want to create group on the base of state. Now what it will do, firstly, it will create a group based on department. Then inside that, it will take it for the state. Like here you can see that these two states are NY. It will create another group. Let's say this statement is at this level. Now it will create another group. Let's say G1, one group. And inside that, it will take these two statements that has the common state. And then it will go for G1 and 2. It will put these two over here. Now inside this G1, this actual group based on departments, we are getting two further groups that is being inside the state. Now this grouping is not there. We are only getting data based on this, and this group based on state, we are getting this from the department group. That's it. Same is happening for the G2. If we go for G2 and go for simply 1, because this is the first group. Now what it will do, it will create that these two are for CA. It will put it inside that. And this thing over here, it will create another group stating G2, 2, and these two statements. That's it. And same will happen for G3 as well, that we will get G3, 1. There will be only one row. And for here, we will get G3, 2. And this will be the only row over here. Now when we go for applying further aggregations on it, besides department, let's just put the state, and the aggregations will now repeat for each department for each state. Now here you can see that for finance department in NY, we are getting these stats, and in finance department in CA, we are getting these stats. Same as we can see over here. Then if we go for the last one, let's say marketing, we will only get one. That inside marketing, we are getting CA, and the same data is being reflected, just the same data, same record that we are getting over here is being reflected over here as well. And same is happening for NY. So this is the overview of GroupBy, and that's how you actually perform grouping on the data, and that's how you perform aggregations after creating groups, and that's how you just group multiple columns. You create the groups based on multiple columns. So I hope that you get the idea of GroupBy, and still, if you have any questions, please let us know in the comment section, and we will try to get back to you on that as soon as possible. Also, please do subscribe to our channel AI Sciences, and do hit the bell icon so you get the notifications of our new videos. So this is it from this video. I will see you in the next video.